Legacy 4x4 here back again. This time, not a car project, but I'm building a welding table. I had a 5x5 plate of 3/16 left, so I cut it in half. I actually used my Eastwood mini saw, and I actually did a really good job cutting it. Very smooth, just, you know, make sure you use lubricant. But yeah, so I had a 5x5 of 3/16 plate left. Chop that in half, and what I'm gonna do with that is just double layer it, weld all the corners to make a 3/8 top to the table. Got a bunch of 5-foot sections of 2x2 and some 2x3. All right, just got done with the first underpass of one of the sides. It's gonna be a lot of welding, but it's all right. I like learning, I like practicing. So I would just weld at the outside or the inside. I haven't welded the outside of it yet because when I layer the other piece of 3/16 on top, I want to weld it all together so it's all one continuous weld. Welds turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with them. Like I said, I'm welding outside using flux core, so it's hard to make them really as pretty as they need to be, but also at the same time, like, it's the bottom of the table. Like, they look decent. They're structurally there. Woo! Second side is welded in. Extra piece are sitting on there right now. I got carried away as per usual, but I got the second side welded in on the inside. I cut out 4 pieces of lateral support or horizontal support for the top plate. I'm gonna weld those in after I weld in the bottom braces where the caster is gonna go, and then where I can shoot off adjacent support and form the bottom platform at. I put those in place, that way I know that it's even. The top, you know, is 26 inches and the bottom is 26-inch gap. That way there's no warping of the metal and it's all even when I put it together. So I'm gonna weld in those top pieces first, and then I'll weld in the bottom supports. All right, it's a new day. I just did like 10 minutes of work just getting everything prepped, but I welded on the other side to the bottom cart part. I'm gonna do perforate steel and then some cross members in the middle of that to make it stable, and that's gonna hold like a bunch of larger things because there's like 14 inches right there, so it's gonna hold a lot of stuff. Right now I'm about to weld the casters on. So here's what I was talking about with the caster mounting. I already ground this one down so that it's flat, but I'm gonna ground down each of the feet, have the caster line up with that butt joint right there, and then just cut off that into the caster and weld everything. Like weld this part and then cut that part off and weld that. And that's how the casters are all gonna be mounted on each side. 2 fixed casters on this side and 2 swivel on the other side to, you know, be able to angle it. So. All right, another hour down welding on the casters. So I got the final height. You know, short people, sorry, it's up to my belly button, so it's like 5 feet off the ground. But you know, just discriminatory against short people, I guess. Hashtag 6'5" life. But sorry, that was super arrogant. I don't know why I did that. But here it is right now. I got the casters all welded in to the place on top of the table. But yeah, I'm gonna make another probably 2 slats in the middle of this, put the perforated, or flip it over, put the perforated sheet down, cut the corners out obviously, put the perforated sheet down when the support's down, and then flip it over and put the other plate of 3/15 on top, weld that, and then we're done. So don't question my dedication to these projects. I'm in my little tent shelter with holes cut in the side so it doesn't blow away like a sail like it did before. But I got 3 of the support slats down. I'm gonna throw the last one in a second and contemplate whether this rain's gonna stop or blow over. So I'll be back. Woo! All right, support's welded in. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the big girl over, get the perforated sheet on the bottom, get the extra sheet on the top. Boom. All right. Got the table flipped up. I started welding one of the sides, the back side of it, with just because of the welder has to take its duty cycle. So I just figured I'd knock those out before I do anything else. That way I can, while it's, you know, cooling down, I can do some other things. But I got it up, standing. Casters work great. Okay, before I show you, just got done with the final weld on the plate on top. So now it's 3/8 plate on top, you know, 3/8 plate, quotations, air quotes, whatever. I just gotta do the final weld, cut the piece of perforated steel that I have laying out in the grass for me to go measure. And yeah, but here's the top of it. Not the best, not the prettiest, not the worst though. Like everything else, it's all homemade. It's all a learning experience for me. And like, even though, fuck, I caught that. Even though these welds like aren't the prettiest, they aren't like show welds by any means. They're still gonna, you know, they're still structurally solid, and they're still gonna do the purpose of, you know, being a welding table. So, got the tent cleanup swept, the table's made, and all the accessories, the hooks and stuff, I'll add on when I get there. It's really just zap them on wherever you want them. But table's made. I got all the machinery underneath of it, the perforated steel, just because, you know, why not? I didn't really grind any of these down, like just the top of it, so the top was flat. The rest of it kind of just left the same. Like I said, supports along the top. I got 4 on the bottom, 2 on the top. The top was 2 pieces of 3/16 plate, so 3/8 plate on top, so I wasn't really worried about it not being supported. I left a little ledge right here so you can get a ground clamp on it super easy. And the front is thick in the front because I think it just looks better. That's the table. Kind of designed it as I went. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to go for. Like I said before, though, short people discriminated against because, like I said, I'm a pretty tall guy. So this is at my work level. Anyone else's work level, you better be tall or else you're gonna need a ladder. But even if I want it shorter, I can build a little desk thing out the side eventually if I want it shorter, and just support it from there and like have a seat pull-up area. But that's later on. That's probably when I have a, you know, something that's not a tent to work in. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. It's really refreshing, you know, from working on the little Wagoneer, which, you know, it's great. I love my Wagoneer, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but I love it. Don't get me wrong, it's refreshing to do some just general fab stuff, because that's really what got me into tinkering, was cars, and then fabrication, and then, you know, project cars, and now it's just kind of a mix of both. It's just really want to expose myself to the most experience I can, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I'm rambling, but anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate you on this channel. Be sure, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.